Why the ice out there in central Ohio cannot be trusted. Elise.
Darlene, we're over here by this retention pond, and I tried to make a pretty solid snowball here so you can see that it will slide across what looks like ice here, and that's exactly what Battalion Chief Martin wants you to see tonight. That this seems a bit more frozen, but if you look out a little bit further, that water is exposed, and that's why he says that the water is dangerous. And listen carefully, do not go out on the ice.
You cannot trust Central Ohio ice. We get a lot of people that they'll take a couple test steps next to the shore and it feels like a concrete sidewalk. As soon as they get out towards the center, it's very thin. It's like a cracker, and they fall right through into the water.
Battalion Chief Martin says when you take a look at the water, all of this is exposed to the same temperatures, and this should visually be very clear to everyone how different areas are not as solid as others.
As you're walking across ice, you can have a firm foundation, it's thick enough, but then you take that one step and it's too thin, you'll go right through.
Also, with more snow expected soon, don't be fooled by water that has some snow brushed on top, thinking it's solid to walk on. And keep in mind when walking your dogs.
What we see a lot of in Central Ohio is people walking their dogs on the shore and then take a few steps out on the ice, and the dog will take off and get to a spot where then the dog goes in.
Know that the water is cold and dangerous.
Once your muscles are exposed to temperatures that are that low, they just lock up, and you can get to a point where you can't grasp anything with your hands or you can't move your arms, and you just kind of freeze.
Battalion Chief Martin tells me he's seen firsthand how dangerous Central Ohio water can be.
I've been on several runs where people have lost their life, and it's very sudden, it's very tragic. Not having the proper respect for cold water, I've seen people go in and then they just don't come up. Just very sad.
Now some tips for you throughout this winter season. Battalion Chief Martin says to make sure that you keep your pets on a leash. If you are walking your dog and they do tend to go out onto a pond or water and seem that they get stuck, try to coax them back towards you. Do not go out and try to get them. Call 911. Another tip is, say if your kids want to play out on the ice or play hockey, he says that you can look online for some safe ways that you can make a mini pond in your backyard. He says that you can make about 4 inches of ice on a piece of plastic. So those are some safe tips. Another thing is, if you see anybody out on the water, make sure that you call 911 immediately. Local for you in Columbus, Elise Chingari, NBC4.
Elise, thank you.